Okay, hello everybody. I'm Conquering History Games, and welcome to the anniversary celebration stream, even though it was a couple of days ago. Today we're celebrating the anniversary of the channel, which, for those of you who don't know, by the way, I think that the music, I have it set that it's not too loud and you guys should be able to hear me, but please let me know. Also, I'm eating a late lunch here, so you're going to hear me chewing occasionally. But, yeah, for those of you who don't know, the original day that I made this channel, and also the other one, was on an October 25th. And it was October 25th a year ago that I kind of rededicated myself to the channel as well. So I went, I'm going to start trying to work on this a little more and do some more fun stuff that people find interesting, and I think that it's gone really well. So because it has been a busy week for me, and things are going to be actually increasingly busy until we get to the end of the year, although in January that's going to radically change, I thought that we would just maybe celebrate with doing a Q&A. Actually, oops, I forgot to open up in the other monitor because I posted about it earlier today. I said ask me questions here, you can ask me them in chat. So yeah, just let me know. Give me a second here. Okay, it looks like only one person commented on that, so okay, I guess I'll just be taking any questions people have in the chat. And I'll also just be playing some Mario Kart in the background, just so there's something to look at. Having said that, I didn't really think about that I'd have to make a me, because this is not my main account. And so I don't want to pick something, because then you guys are going to infer things about my own ethnicity and whatnot, and I enjoy my anonymity. I guess I could just make a me. Hold on a second. Can I choose a lookalike? Let's see, male. Actually, can't you make a me that's like not even human or something? Okay, I guess we'll do that. Your question is, what am I eating? I just made something real quick. I cooked a pork chop and some spaghetti. Yeah, that's really it. It's super fast. Okay. No vegetables, unfortunately. But I'm gonna have a lot of vegetables for dinner, so it'll work out. Okay, so let's see, yeah, isn't there something where you could just make your me into an alien or something? I thought there was something where you could become like an alien. Or is it here? Where do you could do like facial hair? Be old. Oh, thank you very much for the super chat. I'm not sure why the alarm noise didn't go off for me. Congratulations, you have made a great channel, and now go and play our heroes. An old game reference. So, thank you very much, Porky. Yeah, see, she's an alien confirmed. Yeah, isn't there something? I could have sworn there was something like you get antennas or whatever. Is that under facial hair? Let's see, glasses. What's that? No, but isn't there? Or was that on the old Wii? My neighbors had a Wii, and I could have sworn that one of them, she just made herself an alien. Maybe her hairstyle? Is this it? Oh, no. Oh, goodness, no. That is not what I look like. A lot of different hair. But, kind of looking for, like, the alien whatever. Oh, is there something there that you could, like, flip it back and forth? How do you do that? Like, the part? You guys see what I'm saying? Rotate, reset. I don't know. I don't know. Just we're just gonna go with the generic. Yeah, just, or you know what? I'll make it a girl. I'll pick a girl. Oh, dang it. Did I just commit myself to this? No, I'm a man. But how do I hit X maybe? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I'll make a woman me, so now everybody definitely knows. Oh, you know what? I'll make it somebody that I saw recently, a woman I saw at a concert. And let me also get this. Yeah, because, you know, I try to make female avatars for my games so I can look at them, because I want to look at a woman, because I'm a very strongly heterosexual man. So I don't want to be staring at some dude's ass, you know. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Yeah, I'll start asking questions, please. I'm going to enjoy the chewing ASMR. I'm trying not to slurp. Yeah, so, yeah, I saw this woman recently. She had, like, the palest skin and this red hair and certain type of glasses. Like, it was the 90s are back, baby. That's all I'm saying. You know what? Let's hear. Okay, facial hair, or no. Hairstyle. Do we not have redheads? Here we go, show more. Yeah, give me that. Pop in red. Like, yeah, I think she was, like, judging by her mom, she was, like, a natural redhead, but I think she, like, pops it a little more, making it a little brighter. And her hair was, like, it wasn't curly, but it had some waviness to it on the way down. Maybe this, but that feels like a pinch too long. Oh, yeah, that's a little more accurate. No. Okay, so first question. If you could be one of the many infamous Chinese warlords from the in real life warlord era, who would you choose? I'm thinking you mean the 20th century warlord era, right? The one in the 20s, not the way back in the day, like leading into the Shun, the Qi Han contention. Hold on. Let me think here. We got the old marshal, you know, Zhang Zhulin. You guys know whose portrait I like in Moe Reich. Oh, a sec. She had a little thickness. Ah, oh, dang it. How do I just make the ass thick? She was kind of tall. Hi there, Caden Hall. Wow, good to see you in person. Well, you know what I mean. So we've got... You know what? I'm probably going to have to go with the one, the Ma Click one. You know, they're, yeah, like Ma Bufang and them. Yeah. Because, although there's something to be said about the Kuomintang, because the Kuomintang and the communists, like, well, those aren't really, they're not what you traditionally consider warlords, though. Tall redhead thunder thighs. Oh, yeah. And dude, we're slowly working our way out of the 80s trend that's been going on for 11 years. Now, like, the high-rise jeans are coming back, and so got the girls with the, just makes their ass look like a teardrop in a really sweet way. Do I still like Kaiserite? Oh, yeah. Oh, my actual favorite color is blue. Oh, no. Let's see, she was wearing like a green. She had no facial hair that I was able to see. Let's check these eyebrows. Oh, no. I think I'm taking too long on this guy. Sorry. Hold on a sec. Let me get that hair color. Man, is there a way to do like lipstick? Yeah, here we go. Mouth color. Yeah, baby. Where I need to. Yeah, she definitely had lipstick on. Just popping off of her pale skin. I think this might be the way to go. Oh, goodness. No. And they were like little lips, too. Here we go. Let's see here. We got gender, body, glass. I think the glasses we need a... Oh, maybe there, because it wasn't like perfectly round. Think about that. That might be the winner. Nose. Let's see what we got here. No. Wow, I hate them all. Let's make it smaller. She had a very small nose. Okay, I'm gonna call this... Primus. Chick. Oh, well, I guess this is me for an... yeah, no, yeah. Just whatever. Hold on. Primus. Y. Chick. Alright. So, sorry, I saw seeing questions. So somebody was saying, do you still like Kaiserreich? Oh yeah, I like Kaiserreich a lot. I just sometimes kind of felt that people wanted me to play other newer things, but I still very much enjoy Kaiserreich. They're still doing a lot of good stuff. You know, I recently did what I think was my longest ever Hearts of Iron 4 campaign on the channel, where I did that Kingdom of France one. Which was practically a world conquest, taking on the Japanese and the Russians and everybody else. So yeah, I still very much like Kaiserreich. And in January, I'm hoping to return to doing guides. A sec. Hold on a sec. Get something to drink here. Water. Alright, so what was the next question? What's the appeal of Moe Order and stuff like that? So, Moe Order, at its most fundamental level, Moe Order and Moe Reich just make nice pictures to look at. I think it's a funny concept that's clearly been inspired by things like, Fate, where they turn historical figures into, or maybe we should say legendary, because not all of them are necessarily historical, but they turn famous figures into human lore. That's something I've been thinking to myself internally more. It's like, I study human lore. But because there's so many nerds who don't read history, and it's like you just gotta tell them, well, it's lore of the human race on the planet Earth in the Prime universe. Oh shit! Let me go get the D&D book of human lore, known as Histories by Herodotus. Also, I enjoy a little bit of the anger people get when I introduce the anime part of it. I think one of the reasons I'm not a more successful channel is because I like to antagonize the community. So yeah, people are going, oh my gosh, this is so disrespectful. Turning Himmler into an anime girl when he commits all these horrible crimes in the New Order. It's like, as if people aren't making your epic memes on like Reddit or whatever. I'm almost done eating. I think this is all good enough. I've taken too much time on this anyway. All right. So, I haven't played some Mario Kart in a long time, so I thought I'd just kind of work on playing. You know, just let's do some Mario. Since you know, he's the guy for a reason. Or I don't know, you do Shy Guy. Actually, yeah, Shy Guy might be more appropriate because I've just been, you know, not doing stuff. And what else was I going to say about Moe Order? Also, I know one of the developers of the Moe Order and Moe Reich, and they work on main things too, but they're very friendly and helpful, so I also kind of do it for them. Because sometimes devs get a hold of me. A bad example of that, when the devs get a hold of me, is there was a nation I had been wanting to play in the New Order, and this is when some of that controversy was going on with the New Order last year. And so the dev messages me, telling me, I don't want you to play the nation. When usually, when mod developers are getting a hold of me, you know, they're saying, oh, please, play the one I worked on. It's so cool. And they'll be explaining to me why it's cool and stuff. And so this person was going, please don't play the mod right now, because it's just going to be a total shit show, and nobody's going to be paying attention to the gameplay. Are there fans of the Moe Order just because they're like a rhino needing horny? Well, not that I'm aware of. Maybe I can't read the minds of everybody in the world. But they let's just do some standard stuff here. All right, I think what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna start working my way through all the shit. Let's go. But I don't know if you wanted to be horny looking at anime girls. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff online you can find. You don't have to play a video game, like a niche grand strategy video game for that. Anyway, I think I've been taking too long answering that question. Let's move on. Alright, hold on. We got somebody saying, okay, it's Porky. That was a very silly question for me. Here's another, because we were both history aficionados. When I was a kid, I was more into natural sciences. What sparked your interest in history the first time? Hold on a sec. And then, okay. So what initially sparked my interest in history? Well, my dad was into it. So there were history books where we would live. You know, he had some. Oh gosh, I really gotta like refresh myself. So I think I need to. Yeah, I hold R on the turns to get the boosts. Coins are needed to increase my max MPG. And let's see here. Yeah, so my dad had history books, and I would read them just because I liked to read. Like my parents, especially my mom, always tried to make sure I was a reader, and that's something that like has been with me my whole life. And we owned some books, but also there were libraries, which is becoming less of a thing as the years go by, at least in my fucking town. So, oh, dagnabbit. So I remember reading like a lot of basic American history, and I think some of the pictures would kind of draw me in. Now, like the first thing I think I ever wanted to do, like many children, was I wanted to be a paleontologist because I thought dinosaurs were super cool. And as I got older, I was really into different things, but history was something I always did as like entertainment. I actually, if you look at my bookshelf tour, you'll notice there's actually relatively little fiction. The history books way outnumber everything else. I think the only, like, it's not that I never read fiction or sci-fi or fantasy, but that kind of only started to happen more when I entered high school. So, whoop. Hold on a sec. So I was, gosh, because I'm like a little bit focusing on the thing. Hold on a sec. Because I see there's other chat stuff going. Okay, no, we're good. Yeah, so, I was, shoot that backwards, nice. How do I look back? Do you guys remember the button for doing it? Okay, it's this button. That's how I look backwards. So I wanted to do various things growing up. So, for example, there was a point I went, okay, I want to be an architect. And then, a long story, but I ended up visiting this steel making and this steel producing facility. And then it was actually for a class. And then by the end of that, I realized, oh, I don't actually want to be an architect. I want to be an engineer. Because architects just draw pictures. I'm actually interested in building the stuff. And so my senior year of high school, that was basically what I had decided on, was to be an engineer. And then this sort of epiphany happened to me where I was sitting, it was time to, start filling out my college applications. And I was kind of blowing it off a little because I kept reading and wanting to read Herodotus's The Histories, the extremely famous one. So, like, when I should have been, it's like, okay, I need to be working on my essay, and like, but I'm still just reading this instead. And it was just this sort of epiphany moment for me. God, I'm fucking up. This epiphany moment for me where I was realizing, hold on a second, I just like enjoy studying history all the time, and of course I did very, very well in my history classes, and I was just like, why don't I just do that? Like, why can't that be my career? And kind of went from there. So I guess you could say for somebody who has had a love of history his whole life, it was pretty late in the game that I decided to try to turn it into a career. And then when I went to university and I was working on my bachelor's, you study a lot of different things because, like, of course I went, okay, I'm going to major in history, but most of the time in university you have to get all your basics done. So like I was taking science courses and stuff and math courses, and I was interested in them, and obviously I passed them or I wouldn't have gotten my degree. But it took a little while for me to get into actual history because I had done a lot. I'd gotten college credits for the lower level stuff in high school. So I actually didn't take any history classes technically at first when I went to university until but what I did to kind of get around that is I took some art history courses for electives, because art history, you got to know the history to know the art. And those were really good. Then once I started getting into the serious stuff at the upper level, I realized, okay, this is fucking work. And I was okay with that. I know there were probably people who were scared by it, who would have been scared by it, but for me it's like, as the realities of going into the history profession became more clear to me, I was like, okay, this is what I'm getting myself into, and I'm gonna live with that. Woohoo! Here we go. But yeah, so that was probably way more information than you needed. So next question. Let's see here. Okay, Guzman talking about doing video games. What's the most blessed thing you've played in TNO? I'm guessing Sablin, even though he's not, or Wallace because he gets more history teachers. Let's see. Well, Soblin was the first one I ever played, and I do remember it being pretty wholesome, like a lot of the events. Him and his wife are in a very nice marriage, and, he has his friends, and he's got his idealism, and it's one of those things that, you could say whether or not what his vision of what Leninism is, whether it's quote-unquote correct, or perhaps the better word would be accurate. You could talk about that, but as far as he is concerned, he's doing the wholesomeness. And, woo! Okay, yeah, but I think there's something also to be said about the Shostakovich, run, if you do Tomsk and the, oh shit, throw that back. Blue shell! Blue shell! Ah! So, let's see, there's that. John Glenn is fun, but you gotta... It's not great on the way, because Kennedy's gotta die. So, yeah, I guess Shostakovich is the most wholesome path for Russia. Fuck me. Oh shit, I'm gonna drop. Wait. Come on, come on! Yeah, so I would say that's my answer for blessed TNO. Although, actually, honorable mention to my Zukov run in Hearts of Iron 4 TNO. Well, yeah, of course it's all about TNO, but the Zukov run I did with the Russian Revolutionary Front, where I ended up peacefully uniting with all of Russia, so I never actually went to war after I united the West. That was pretty cool and good to see. So then I had just an unbelievably huge army to destroy the Germans with. Oh shit. Dang it, I'm really not... I gotta work on these drifts. I gotta work on a lot of stuff. But it's looking good, by the way, guys. There's not, like, frame rate issues. That used to be a problem last time I tried to stream this a long time ago. Okay. Woohoo! Next race. Let's see. Somebody says, why have sounded like a teenager for 4 or 5 years? I haven't heard you before that. What? I don't understand that, I'm sorry. But Caden Hall says, have you watched The Crown on Netflix? Do a Scottish accent. Well, I'm not taking requests, I'm taking questions. Hold on, try to get this boost. Dang it. Oh, hi there, Garden Owl. It's because I'm working my way down the chat answering questions, and also I'm doing a racing game, so... Anyway, so The Crown on Netflix. I think I watched like half of the first season, and I just... Yeah, I think I just didn't get around to watching more of it. It was interesting, but... Yeah, getting into the thing with, like, Prince Philip, how he felt, whatever he felt his role was in the system was kind of interesting. God, I don't have any coins. This is bad. This is bad! Nice, I think I outran that red shell. Woo! Okay, so, yeah, I remember, like, King Edward comes back, and they do this whole thing where it's like he becomes friendly with Elizabeth because she's like, well, you're the only person alive who's been a monarch. Like, you know, my dad's dead, so it's good to have you here for that. Get fucked, Toad! Get fucked! Dang it, I missed the item. Woo, we're rolling now, though. Woo! Okay, so then, yeah, so that's how I am on the crowd. You guys can ask broader questions if you want. Like here, let me pause for a sec. Okay, what's the next question? Have I watched The Crown? Savlin's got drip in his portrait now. No LGBT rights under Shostakovich. But doesn't his successor give him? What do you think is the last wholesome thing that happened during the Cold War in real life? Asks Kessler. Wholesome thing during the Cold War? That's a very difficult question to ask. I'm really not sure how to answer that, because, like, yeah, anything nice that would have happened during the Cold War, I guess that would be any sort of instance of, I don't know, what, Soviets and Americans getting along or something? Would that be wholesome? I don't know. Yeah, I actually don't know how to answer that question. I'm very sorry. Woo! Shit! Okay, here we go, here we go. Grab these fucking coins and get Yoshi! Is that Yoshi, I think? Urgh. Yeah, okay, it was Link. Nice. Here we go. Leave that banana for them. Woo! Got Link in midair. That's the clutchness, baby. I'm sorry, I think something is burning in my kitchen. I'll be right back. Smell like smoke. Okay, I'm back. No, nothing's on fire. Okay, so were you trying to get Kennedy assassinated? Oh, I was just kind of going blind in there. I didn't really know what was going to happen. Let's see. Garden says, "Why did you not say hi back? I'm hurt." Wait, wasn't that earlier? Yeah, I said it. So Caden Hall is asking, what is the meaning of life? You know, Caden Hall, no offense to Caden Hall, but he's like the only one asking questions. Oh yeah. What do you guys think? Are you guys enjoying the Mario Kart, or should I play something else? Hold on, I thought, isn't the trophy supposed to be like a tire? Oh, you know what? I don't think I'm actually on the hardest difficulty. Do I have to go to 200 or something? Let's see. French has his happy channel birthday. I hope your house doesn't burn down. Thank you. Thank you. I guess I gotta go to the 200. Braking is crucial. Why does the Link one have the exclamation point? Is it annoying how much I type in stream? No, it's fine. It's just kind of one of those things like, where's everybody else who's talking? But the meaning of life, gosh, that is a difficult question to answer. And I feel like if I answer any, well, you know what? I know just I know just the thing. I'm gonna go grab a couple of books of mine. Okay. Okay, so, I find when reflecting on life, I enjoy going to Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. And, you know, I've read this cover to cover quite a bit over the years. So like, I just kind of end up flipping through it a lot. So this is chapter, I don't know if chapter 3, we'll call it section 3 of book 10. Whatever befalls, so this is, I guess, when you're reflecting on life. Whatever befalls, nature has either prepared you to face it or she has not. If something untoward happens, which is within your powers of endurance, do not resent it, but bear it as she has enabled you to do. Should it exceed those powers, still do not give way to resentment, for its victory over you will put an end to its own existence. Remember, however, that in fact nature has given you the ability to bear anything which your own judgment succeeds in declaring bearable and endurable, by regarding it as a point of self-interest and duty to do so. Alright. So, what's the next question? Somebody was asking me, the stream's getting funky? Hey, we got Throb Low in the chat! Good to see you. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to remember how many characters have the alternate skins. No. Go back. Is it like you hit the how do you hit the button that like lets you swap around? You know, let's just go with Mario. So somebody was asking, the next question was, do you think you'll play Lord of the Rings games like War for the North? Yeah, sure. I'm a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings. I feel pretty damn confident saying that Tolkien is my favorite fantasy author. Throb blows, and how's your day, cutie? My day's good. Ended up having it off, so it's like I've been on spring break. So I've just been chilling. And then, you know, maybe hoping to this evening to catch some of that Ali documentary. No real names, by the way, Throb. But hoping to catch that Ali documentary if a certain princess I know is up for it. And also someone with really kissable lips. Anyway, so yeah, Lord of the Rings, I'm a big fan of it. I'd like to do some Divide and Conquer on the channel, but I'm doing a little bit of regular Total War first. Okay, let's do a different one. Let's do Mario Circuit. Let's see. Somebody was asking, do I think every Hearts of Iron 4 mod should have super events? Oh, they're not necessary. I think actually they sometimes can be overdone. But they're fun. They're a fun thing because, of course, grand strategy games don't have endings. I once saw this thing online. Somebody asked, how do you win Crusader Kings 2? And somebody answered, that's a great question. Which I thought was very funny. Because yeah, they're open-ended games, and so super events can be a good way to give somebody a goal to strive toward. So like, you know, you unify Russia in the New Order. Why? To you know, help the people. But also, I guess, to, you know, because you want to see the picture and get the music at the end. Whoop! Dang it. Okay, I'm not doing good here. Dang it. Oh, fucking Goombas! Ah! Get out of my freaking way! Oh my gosh, I'm in 7th place and a star's coming right up the ass. Oh, and he's taking my items. That's terrific. As a friend of mine says, we love to see it. Okay, so what was the next question? Every Hearts of Iron 4 should do. Yeah, but you know, I think also sometimes, and I'm not going to name names, but I've been seeing a lot of mods out there that it seems like they're making spending a little bit too much time trying to figure out what sort of super events they want to make instead of you know, focusing on developing the game itself, which to me would be like the equivalent of, and I say this as somebody who owns several Penguin's Black Spine editions, but that would be like if Penguin decided, let's come up with a cool picture for our you know, the latest edition of a classic that we're gonna put out, whatever, right? Sure, that might get people's attention. Sure, it's gonna bring an aesthetic to the thing, but you know, are you getting a good translation? In the book, you know what I'm saying? So it's like if you spend too much time on the cover, you're not getting enough of the inside. Fuck me. Let's use the mushroom here. Why can't I get on there? Oh, fuck me now. Ugh. But yeah, holy shit, that was the third lap. Oh, very bad. Very bad. Okay, can somebody, no offense to you, Caden Hall, but can somebody besides Caden Hall answer, ask a question? Let's see. You don't win Crusader Kings 2, you just fail a little less hard each time, yeah. Is Spear a good guy? No. Nobody who was at that level of power in the Nazi regime is a good guy. Oops, this is not what I meant to do. Alright. I actually have his memoirs. I managed to pick them up for $1 recently. And I've tried to crack it a couple times, but it's like, man, this guy's so full of shit. It's difficult to get through. Alright, so, why did I start doing YouTube? I just thought it would be like a hobby thing many years ago. Actually, originally, the first channel I made was which was also on the 25th, was my other channel, Voyages in Time, which I may or may not do a live stream on there later. But I'm gonna start focusing more on them going forward with my free time. Come on, take out the fucking. Why doesn't it do anything? Wait, she's got the piranha and a star. Was I seeing that right? What the fuck? Ooh, dang it. Ooh, a lot of ooh. Come on, get the mushrooms. There we go. Oh, what the fuck? I went in the mushroom and I had the boost. This is bullshit. Bullshit. Oh, the banana. Oh. Yeah, so I just started that and it wasn't really going well. I would try playing games and nobody was fucking watching it. But then what kind of initially broke the channel open for me was I was playing some Kaiserreich. And I was pretty fresh to it, and I managed to avoid the Second American Civil War, which I had never heard of being possible. Wow, okay. And then I looked online, and nobody had discovered that. So I thought, wow, okay, let me make a video so other people know how to do that. And it just exploded. Like, I was getting thousands and thousands of hits very quickly. And, fuck, we're on the last freaking lap. Get that boost. Oh, I didn't get the items. I'm screwed. I'm screwed. Oh, maybe. Nope, that just fucked me. Oh my god, I went to 6th place! Because I didn't I went to 8th. I went from 1st to 8th place in like 5 seconds. Because I just blew it on that. Oh, man. Yeah, so that's why I started doing YouTube. And of course, yeah, it started to get more traction with time. And, yeah, I got monetized. It started being a source of income, which is nice. Things like that. Damn it. Oh. Ah! Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay. 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 So what kind of Caden Hall? I'm gonna if you don't if you don't mind, I'm not gonna answer any questions from you for a little while because I want other people to ask some. So what's the next question? What European country do you have ancestry? Well, yeah, I'm of course not going to answer that. I do like to keep my privacy. I don't like people knowing what my ethnicity is or what I look like or my religion and various other things like that. Heck, even when I tell stories, sometimes I change details or I say stuff that contradicts other stuff just to keep people guessing. So yeah, like if for some reason you were somebody who's watched and memorized every video I've ever done ever, you'd probably here and there hear contradictions. Like, wait a minute. He said this happened in this year and this happened in that year, but that doesn't add up for how old he is and stuff like that. So you just keep, don't ever want to be doxxed. Although hopefully I become a famous historian one day and then people will recognize my voice and then I'll dox myself that way. That's the goal. But I'd probably come out of the closet, so to speak, by then. Alright, come on. Let's get some other questions, people. What's my favorite game? Ooh, that's tough because there's so many different genres. This is actually a discussion I've had with my friends in real life pretty often. I'd say off the top of my head, I'm not gonna say like a definitive which one's my favorite, but here are the ones that are among my favorites. God, fourth place. With PC gaming, I'd say Crusader Kings 2. It's incredible how much content there is. I find a lot of joy in playing it. I'd also say Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, as well as Legend of Zelda not Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild are both incredible games. They're highlights of their respective eras of Zelda. 2, 1. I like Pirate Warriors 3 because I've always been a big fan of the Dynasty Warrior games, and then Pirate Warriors just kind of did a lot of quality of life improvements over the main game, and I'm a really big One Piece fan, and so I really enjoyed that one as well. For 2D, Celeste is incredible. Nier Automata is in there. Ooh, whoa shit. Okay, I'm trying to think what else. Woo! Oh shit. I think there's something to be said for this game. Mario Kart's a game that I enjoy. That's like it's designed extremely well, even though I'm not particularly good at it, as you can see. I think all I need to do is maybe go and get the gold on all the 150s and then try to do the 200s. Kind of. You know what? We're going to switch after this. Let's finish the cup out and then we're going to switch to something else. I'm going to play a different one of my favorite games ever, that being Borderlands 2. So, for those of you who know Borderlands 2, start trying to convince me of what character I should play. Yeah, because we're going to switch over to that. Woo! Hold on a sec. So yeah, that's off the top of my head, some of my favorite ever games. Like city builder wise, the Pharaoh and Cleopatra is great. That's another one game that I love way more than how actually good at it I am, you would think. For RTSs, like I really like Empire Earth. Whoop. Yeah, I was kind of spitballing, but anyway, what's next? Do I watch any of Gordon Ramsay's programs? Oh yeah, I'm old enough to remember the first season of Hell's Kitchen. And man, when you're watching that season, and I've actually gone back and watched it again at some points in my life, that's great. 11th place, my worst one yet. Quickly, 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 think of who you want me to play in Borderlands. Quickly, 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 quickly. God, that was awful. But yeah, the character of Michael, you just know that he's gonna win. Well, you don't know, but he just did it really, really good. So yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I think I saw the first 2 seasons of Hell's Kitchen, and I've seen like highlights of some of the others. Yeah, nice try. Tied for 7th. That's great. Oh, I got new vehicle customizations and whatnot. Isn't that terrific? Anyway, so we're gonna go to the transition screen here for a bit while I boot up some Borderlands. Okay, I'll turn off the Switch. Love for Pharaoh, I can't explain because he sucked at it. Yeah, some Frenchie, you get it. But I haven't seen too much of his other stuff, like Kitchen Nightmares and things, other than clips. I actually went to, one of the ways that I celebrated getting out of the military is I went to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant in Las Vegas, his burger one. That was fun. I also had his fish and chips that weekend too. Okay. Just getting this on. Okay. So next question. How important do you think remembering the dates of historical events are? Obviously they are important. You don't want to get a couple of centuries off, but when it comes to dates, like if you're a month or two, it kind of depends. Like obviously you should try to remember things correctly as often as possible, but I think one of the reasons that people don't like history, like most grown up, is because it gets turned into just memorization of dates rather than actually engaging with the material, even if it's only at a level of like, hey, this is a cool story. So that ends up being bad. Here we go, baby. Booting this up. Give me a second here. Okay. Oh shit. There we go. Somebody was asking. Yeah, you don't get so caught up on the dates. It's important to be able to engage with the historical content. That's much, much more important. That's part. I think Aries 28890 said. I think that's why history podcasts are better. Okay. New game. Or I guess let's. So nobody has suggested who they want me to play. I'm gonna guess everybody knows this game. Or actually, no. What am I doing? I can't fucking casually play Borderlands 2, and nobody seems to care. Kipsu said something. He wants a female character, probably just so he could be horny. So no, we're actually not gonna play it. That's too big of a game. So I'm just gonna casually throw on like a 30-hour game. Let's play something else. Let's do let's try to keep it casual. Let's do some. Am I gonna get the Steam Switch? I don't know. Like I haven't heard of a reason to get it other than like it's supposed to be a competitor. But it's like I've heard somebody was telling me that like it's gonna be like the Switch where it's just an indie game machine. It's like, well, I already have the Switch, so then why do I need the Steam Switch? So I don't know. What do we want to switch to that's just casual? Give me a second here. No, not Celeste. More casual, more relaxing. Desert Child. Give me a second. I'm just thinking. Yeah, let's do some bubble grinding, bubble world grinding in Super Mario Odyssey. I know I said that I was going to do that sometimes in the future, so let me do that. Give me a second here. Just need to grab my cartridge of it. Wait, where is it? Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Where is Super Mario Odyssey? Odyssey, you see. Odyssey, you see. Odyssey. Celeste is relaxing if you're a masochist. I'm sorry, I'm having an issue here. I can't find the freaking game I was just talking about. Okay. Extremely awkward. Play Hoonie Pop. Okay, we're gonna play some Sayonara Wild Hearts then. And just grind for gold. Somebody asked me a question about Equestria, I think. I thought, I'm looking in the chat, I don't see it. I thought somebody had asked me a question about Equestria at War.
Not long ago, in a town
much oh yeah, there we go, Gluesmon. If you return to Equestria at War, you're going to put the Super Event submod. This is the first I've heard that there was one, so yeah, sure. Sure, why not? Except I'm having trouble installing Equestria War. It's not running for me lately.
So our saga begins tonight.
Let's see, Gardenell says, what type of music do you listen to most often? Oh, I love to listen to all sorts of genres. I'm a very big fan of, yeah, of just music in general. Let's just say, oh wow, that's original, somebody liking music. But I really do love to listen to it so much, and so do a lot of my friends. Now, the thing with and I'm going to answer your question, like types of music. This is important for understanding that. Like me and a lot of my, you know, a couple of my close friends, we all were raised by parents who, I hope the music's not too loud. Well, let's start with begin again. They all we all grew up with parents who would listen to vinyls mostly, so that taught us to listen to entire albums at a time, because when you're listening to a vinyl, it's not like you're dropping, like you can, but it's impractical. You're not dropping the needle onto a specific song and only listening to, you know, the single. I feel like it might be playing a little bit loud for you guys. I'm gonna just turn this down a little bit. Okay, the music, that is. You can play hentai games on it. You can play dirty games on the Nintendo Switch. I remember that was a huge fucking thing when the Switch came out. They were saying, like, we will never censor an independent developer's, you know, content. And the whole thing was like, everyone was like, oh yeah, nipple baby! So unless something's changed, that should be the way it is. I missed that fucking diamond, but you don't need it. But I was asking about the music. Yeah. So I have like a top 500 album list, and I struggled to whittle that down to 500 because when I usually listen to music, I'll listen to an entire album at a time. This entire Games album is on my top 500, by the way. So, favorite types of music. I'd say my favorite band overall is Led Zeppelin. Huge influence on me. They still hold up. Led Zeppelin's actually really underrated. I know that sounds strange for to say about one of the most successful selling bands of all time, but people really only seem to pay attention to the first 4 albums they did, and you know, Kashmir, which was a later album, but the way they evolved, there's so much going on, but like you almost never hear anything on the radio that's not from their first 4 albums, except, like I said, Kashmir on special occasions, or sometimes on maybe like a classic rock station they'll play Fool in the Rain from their last album. But like more recent bands that I enjoy, and I don't think any of them are even still active, like in the 21st century, For I think like Max Bemis and his work with Say Anything is amazing. Brian Fallon and the Gaslight Anthem are incredible. But I'll listen to jazz. I'll listen to, yeah, just any genre. There's good stuff out there. I guess like recently I've been listening to some Primus and Rush a fair amount. Like my friends and I were always recommending albums to each other. And start smoking ash, because that's what we are. What's my, so yeah, I hope that helped the question. But I have a top 500 list. Like, you know what might be better is like maybe ask me a genre and go from there. Because like for example, the genre of city pop. I don't like city pop as a genre mostly, but like the style usually doesn't connect with me. But I think I do have 3 city pop albums in my top 500. One more of those calls where I talk and you say nothing at all. But favorite historical Chinese song / album, I don't really know it that well, although I have heard, I do like that one song that I've played a fair amount for meme reasons, the, I think it's called Red Sun in the Sky, the one that goes, so that one's pretty groovy. Pain and regret. Ooh. Do I think the... Oh, shit! Oh, dang it, I looked at the fucking chat. That's it. I think we just lost the gold, guys, because I did that. It's going to be extremely hard. Yeah, I don't think we're getting it. Well, maybe. I think we need to hit 60,000. No, nope, I fucking blew it right there. I'm gonna get 1,000 here. Nope, not even that. I fucking blew it right at the end. Begin again. Begin again. Begin again. Silver. Yeah, fuck me. So what time is it in America? There's several time zones in America. If you could add another country in the world for it to become the 51st state of the United States of America, which one would you pick? Oh, I don't know. I guess somewhere I'd like to be able to travel without a passport. Maybe in theory the prices would be lower because of it. I don't know. Alright, well, we did Heartbreak and all that. What's this one? Dead of Night. Yeah, Dead of Night. I really struggle with this one. Let's try to get the gold. I don't know. I guess Mexico and Canada are good for proximity, but picking up an island would be nice for vacations, like Cuba or Jamaica or... Fuck me. So, I'm alone in a city of ghosts. Shit. Till does it show? I'm alone in a city of ghosts. Sirens. Ooh, got it. Ah! Restarting. Russia. Yeah, Russia would be huge. Like, if you want volume, Russia or China. This sirens. Got that. Woo! Okay. So I gotta concentrate here, guys. Ask questions. Ask questions. I forgot to check what number. I think we went for 30,000. Fuck! Let's see. Do you think the Equestria War Team is going to incorporate the new generation of My Little Pony since it takes place in the same continuity? Well, that's really a question for them, not me. I don't know. I haven't seen any of the new My Little Pony. Is it done by the same crew, you know, or whatever? Like, I think the team that worked on MLP in the 2010s, they moved over to DC superhero girls, which is a fun little cartoon. Does it show? I'm alone in a city of ghosts. Silence. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Shit. Missing a lot of crap. About 10% of the way there. Ah! Getting that fucking diamond. Okay, what's the next question? If the Confederate States had won the war and become independent from the Union, how long do you think they would have kept slavery? I don't know, because a lot of it has to do with international factors. The money wasn't going anywhere in the slave trade, and as people say, "Oh, slavery was naturally dying out." That's definitely not true, both in terms of like the direct profit from slaves, like the selling of them and stuff, but also the cotton internationally. Now, during the Civil War, the United States Civil War, fuck me. During the United States Civil War, Britain ended up deciding to just get a lot of its cotton from Egypt. Fucking hell. So, if that had been a thing, would have been more difficult. I think if I like the take on it that like Harry Turtledove had in his Southern Victory series, where the South eventually, come on. The South and the Union get into another war, or the Union tries to reincorporate them into the Union, and the Confederacy wins, and a lot of the help though is because of their alliance with the British and the French. But the British and the French are like, okay, this second time that we help you, you need to manumit your slaves now. But then it would have just turned into slavery by another name. Yes. Oh, I did that part right, and I fucked it up. Oh. Let's see here. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question. Have I listened to Jay Foreman's song, The Most Square Country? No. Favorite historical time period to read about? Oh, gosh. Very hard to narrow down, because my immediate answer would be the 19th century. But you gotta, like, subdivide it, because there was so much going on in so many places of the world, in Japan and in Europe and Africa, and it's not just like the political stuff. Like, what people don't understand is, like, when you're studying the history of the period, you're studying all sorts of stuff. So the art, the music, the literature, it's not all just dollars and cents. She was beautiful. She was the finest piece of ass I'd ever had, and I've had them all over the world. Fighting before your eyes. Love is like zombies. Fuck me. So yeah, 19th century. I've taken a class, like a formal university class on 19th century Europe, specifically, and I've taken classes that involve the French Revolution. But also, when I talk about the 19th century, I'm talking about the long 19th century. That begins with the French Revolution and continues until the start of World War One. But I would God, I need to drink some water. Hold on a sec. I need water. Ask a bunch of questions at the same time. Sure, of course I'm gonna have to answer them one at a time. Excuse me. Good food. Okay, so what I was gonna say is, yeah, so the long 19th century ending with, starting with the beginning of the French Revolution and ending with the start of World War One. That whole period is very interesting to me, like most interesting. Of course, you know, World War One is interesting, and pre-French Revolution is good stuff too. But like that whole period of the world globally is just absolutely incredible to me. And because there's a lot of periods in history that, yeah, they're interesting, but like in localized areas. So, for example, when you're studying, well, you know, the Renaissance period, the late, you know, you're not studying Europe outside of like Renaissance Italy for the most part. I'm not saying there's not important and good works being made there, but like you study Italy, but when you're studying Spain during that period, you're really studying what they're doing overseas, not what they're doing at home. Or like, what would be another example? Or, you know, like the period of ancient Greece, you usually don't study much Indian history from those same years. Although actually a lot of those years are very interesting. Like, yeah, I if I remember correctly, you could, in theory, if you had like a really good horse or were willing to walk a lot, there was a period of time, if you lived in Eurasia, you could have met Socrates, the Buddha, and Confucius. You just had to, you know, walk to all those places. You had to walk to China, India, and fuck me. You just had to somehow find a way to walk to China and India and Greece, because you know you couldn't just get on a plane. Whew. And I actually found out that the guy who invented the term long 19th century wrote a series of books on it. And I think it's called like, yeah, it was like a trilogy of books. It was called Age of Revolution. I hope I'm remembering this right, because I was looking them up and I was thinking about getting them because you can get them pretty cheap. I thought, no, I got enough to read already. I shouldn't be getting more. But yeah, he has like a trilogy of books, which the first one is called, I think, like Age of Revolution. So that covers the beginning of the French Revolution until 1848, and then it's Age of Reaction, which is like the mid section of the century, and then I think the Age of Empire or Age of Capital or something, and that's like basically I think it was the formation of Germany until the start of World War One. And all you care for is the pie. Okay. We're doing good. I think. I gotta concentrate, guys. Yeah, I don't know why I thought this was gonna be casual. Oh god. It's so hard to see. Nice, I got the diamond. I'm not even looking at my score. Okay, I looked at it for a second. Alright, I think I'm good. I think I have to get to like 30,000. I'm almost there. And then I'm gone. I'm already gone, staring with empty eyes, looking right through me. Marching before your eyes, love is like zombies. When all I care for is the fire. I think that was it. I think that's what I needed. The only one alive. I'm the only one alive. I'm the only one alive in the dead of night. Oh shit. Gold rank! Woo! Eric Hobsbawm, great book, but personally I don't like the guy. He was a tanky. Really? Well, I had no idea. All I know is that I learned he was the guy who invented the term, and he had a series of books, and just looking up the books themselves, I was seeing good reviews. But that's interesting to know, because I think you really should know your audience whenever you're reading a historian as much as possible. For example, like Will Durant, who's one of my favorite historians, he has a clear slant, and he'll give other people the time of day, but he was, if I remember correctly, he was raised by Jesuits, so you know, very Catholic background, so he's of course going to have a really big slant to Catholic philosophers and scientists and stuff, and also he's a big Schopenhauer guy. So actually, I have it right here on my desk. Give me a second. So one of the things with when you're studying 19th century kind of German idealism is you either like Schopenhauer or you like Hegel. Like, obviously there's more to it than that, but as a general rule, and in his book The Story of Philosophy, which I highly recommend to anybody, he's so good in it, but he has, in the version I've got, he has 6 pages devoted to Hegel, who's an incredibly important author when you're studying the philosophy of history. And yet he only devotes 6 pages to him. And then meanwhile, Schopenhauer, who's like Hegel's philosophical rival, let's see, his section starts on page 227, and it goes until 265. So that's almost 40. That's 38 pages. So he devotes 6 times as many pages to Schopenhauer as he does to Hegel, and also he personally edited some of Schopenhauer's works to put them together for a book. So obviously he's like a Schopenhauer guy. But you have different, so different people have different bees in their bonnet. Another example is Daniel Walker Howe. He's a scholar of early 19th century America, and he's a big John Quincy Adams fan, which is, so you know, he's gonna take a hard line against Jackson. Or another example. Well, it's like, let me get some water here. I like how the Mormons rise up a few times in Southern Victory. Dude, they're constantly revolting in Southern Victory. I was really thinking, reading that, I thought the government was just going to start genociding them. I really did. Because they revolted, like, it was generational. Just every generation the Mormons were up in arms. So I really thought by the last time they were going to straight up build camps. And I'm not saying that to say that, like, I hate Mormons or something. I'm talking about in the story. It felt like it was going that way. Shit, missed the diamond. But yeah, I had another question. Yeah, so yeah, it's really important to understand the bees in the bonnet of historians. Oh yeah, but I was saying, so one of the reasons why I eventually ended up picking up the book American Lion, the biography of Andrew Jackson, was I had been on the fence about it, and Daniel Walker Howe, who is the guy who I just said is a big John Quincy Adams fan, he was I was looking at a copy of the book, and in like a thrift store. It's like I wasn't worried about price, but I was like, is this worth my time? But like the Daniel Walker Howe, he was like quoted on the back, basically saying, "Yo, I fucking hate Andrew Jackson, and this is good." This is, even I got to admit, this is an amazing biography of an amazing man. So that was very humorous to me. Get that diamond, woo, baby! I keep forgetting to check which points I'm supposed to be going for. Oh, that was fucking tight. I think that was it. 10,000? Do I have to get 10,000? Oh, do we do the sword fight here, or is it the next one? Oh, yeah, it is here. Yeah, that's right. Oh, this is so hard. The rhythm is so different for this section. Oh! It's very difficult, that little part. But I think I had enough anyway. No! Shit! Okay, next question. What's the stupidest historical misconception someone tried to convince you? Oh, geez, that's a large catalog. I'll tell you the most recent example. I was at a birthday for my cousin. We're all getting together and having dinner at my aunt's, and a friend of his came over. And these are older people. These guys are in their 40s. And his friend, without talking about my own personal beliefs, whether I'm saying I am agreeing with this guy or not. Actually, no, I'm about to very harshly disagree with this guy I'm talking about. But, oh, I need to go to the right to get that diamond. Okay. But the guy started talking a lot about politics and stuff. And I can only describe him as he's like one of those freaking liberals whose mind got... You know, my battery's depleted. Shit. Okay, that's awkward. Okay, hold on. Let me figure out this situation. Okay. Shit, I don't want to do this with, the Joy-Cons, but I think I have to. That sucks. Hold on. So anyway, he's like just some liberal who clearly needed therapy after Trump became president. And he just starts talking about how George Washington is literally Hitler. And he just starts going off, and I am just fucking stupefied by the things he is saying. The worst of which was, he said that, like, you know, George Washington, the wooden teeth thing is a myth to cover up that he would take the teeth from his slaves, and he starts telling me how, yeah, George Washington would punch the teeth out of slaves whenever he needed new ones. And I was just stunned and stupefied and just go, what the fuck? I'm trying to get this joystick. And I just didn't know what to say. And incidentally, the teeth thing, I ended up looking into it more the next day. Because I was just like, what? And so the closest thing to he used slave teeth that I was able to find was, that and I got this from like the Mount Vernon people, especially, like they corroborated it, but it's basically that okay, I think I got all the diamonds. Is that there does not seem to be any evidence that he used slave teeth, and what was the style at the time is that like, you know, if you needed fake teeth, usually, as anybody who has read Les Miserables knows, you would sell, like, people who were poor would just sell their teeth. But what was the actually more common practice is you would just get them from dead people. So I guess you could say what's probable is that he... Damn it, I'm a little sure I need to get 15,000. Is that it's probable that he got them off dead bodies, because he had like multiple pairs of teeth. He had like 5, and only 2 of them had teeth in there. But what's probable is that he got them from dead people, but it's possible that he bought them from poor people, or, like, you know, the people who make the teeth for him bought them from poor people. Apparently George Washington was like grabbing slaves by the collar, I guess, and punching their teeth out, according to this dude. And I was, like I said, I was just completely fucking baffled and stupefied. I'm missing some of these hearts. I'm missing too many of these hearts. It's hurting me. Okay, I've got to get these, like, perfect. I think 3 perfects. Okay, let me concentrate. It's so hard. The rhythm here is really tricky. No. That's it. I think we got it. That was it. That's gold. Yeah, baby, yeah! Schopenhauer reading. Let's see. Chazville. What concept in history that didn't pan out would you like to see? Mine was the Imperial Federation proposal and what I think Austria-Hungary could have gone down. That is tricky. I sometimes wonder what would have happened to the Roman Republic if the Gracchii, if they're okay, we need to be aiming for 25,000 here. If their land reforms had gone through, because that would have been, you know, it's like really, it was like obviously it was like a populist, and I guess we could even say proto-socialist thing to do, but it's so at odds with other elements of Roman culture that you gotta wonder, would Rome have continued to develop into the empire it became? Although in many ways it already was the empire. It didn't have an emperor yet, but it was effectively an empire. We're doing so fucking bad here. So like, would like Roman expansion have stopped? Would they have been content with what they had? What's going to happen with the Gauls in the north? Like, it's not because it's not as if at that point the Romans were just confined to Italy. They had already taken Greece. They had already defeated Carthage. They had already done so much shit. Fuck, jumped on the wrong side. So yeah, that's an example of I wonder what would have happened. I wonder what would have happened if the Chu and Haisungnu had beaten had won instead of the Han at the end of the Qin dynasty. Which is just like, by the way, it's very generous to call the Qin, you know, a dynasty. Like, yeah, technically there were multiple emperors, but in reality there was just the one before things just go completely to shit. Anyway, so... Okay. NPC Porky says, since you appear to be an anime guy, I must ask, have you ever seen or read any adult anime content, if I know what you mean? Oh, yeah, well, I think everybody does growing up at least once, because you're just like, what the fuck is this? Like, is this a thing? God damn it, I fucked that up. Hold on. Need to go to the right after the stairs. I'm trying to remember what was the one I saw. Or maybe I saw more. No, I have read something. Okay, so I'm trying to remember, we're talking about hentai. What was the first hentai I ever saw? I guess this shows you how much I watch it. I don't fucking remember the names. Trying to remember the plot. Oh, I remember a couple years ago, this is not when I was a kid, but it is in hentai. Somebody was, so quick digression, but it's going to come back to the hentai. Somebody, I was online and people were talking about, they were talking about the, God, what was the name of the storyline? The storyline they did in DC where, this was many years ago, this was I think in the 70s or 80s, where the Teen Titans get Terra. Some of you probably remember this from the television show. The Terra, she's the girl who could, she has earth powers. So, you know, Terra, it's a pun. She ends up, you know, the plot twist is that she is with Slade. Now, in the cartoon Teen Titans, they did not bring this up, but in the original comic, she was in a sexual relationship with him. Like, they slept together. And in fact, there was some controversy because one of the writers of that storyline was talking about, like, his kind of thought process of the betrayal. And it's like, yeah, you think she's this sweet, innocent girl who's, you know, doing her best, and then it's like, oh man, this girl's a fucking slut. You know, and then like that became like a pretty controversial statement. Is like, wait a minute, so and it's not what he meant, but it's like, the implication is, are you saying that the twist is that actually she's a slut, and not the twist being that she's working for the evil person? Anyway, so I bring that up fuck this up. So in the conversation, somebody was saying how like, man, I'm super into the tarot thing because I've got like a big corruption fetish. So like that apparently, as was discovered over the course of the online conversation, was a corruption fetish is for like when somebody who's like innocent, maybe even literally a child, as they grow up are corrupted, sexually speaking, and turned into like a plaything for the partner. And so somebody said, well, corruption fetishes are... This was one of the wildest fucking conversations I've ever seen on the internet. It was like a roller coaster. So what somebody was saying is like, well, corruption fetishes are misogynistic. And so he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, yeah, they're misogynistic in a roundabout way because they are imparting on women this like inherent innocence, this inherent I don't know what you would call it, cleanliness, whatever, but it's like only women could be corrupted, and so we said it's like there's no such thing as a corruption fetish for like a male. I think I might have squeaked it. No, I was 260 short. So anyway, then somebody says, oh no, there's corruption fetishes where the guy gets corrupted, and the person posts a link, and I click the link, and it turns out it is a hentai, and it was fucking horrifying, and I don't mean like there was gore or anything like that. When you get right down to it, it was just vanilla sex, but the plot line is this woman basically lures in this young boy at the park, and she takes him back to his place and has sex with him, and is clearly taking it like he's a kid, he can't consent anyway, he's probably like young teens, I think he's like 13, 14, and he so they're having sex, but it's just awful because like she's talking shit to him while they have sex, where she's like, oh my gosh, you can't just let any woman, sleep with you. You need to save yourself for somebody you love, don't you know? And she's just saying all these creepy things like that, and it's just horrifying. And there's more details which I'm not even going to go into, but it was just, fucking horrifying. Anyway, so somebody had a follow-up question. Oh yeah, and in terms of reading, somebody's asking, can we get off the hentai? Yeah, we're gonna get off the hentai instead of the hentai getting this off. Boom! And I've read some as well, although I don't think it's called hentai when it's not like written. There was one I remember reading that was like wholesome, and I read one which I hallelujah do not remember the name of, but I read it last year because people were talking about it in a thread I was on online, and it's this. I don't even want to talk about the storyline, but it was basically like Requiem for a Dream shit was going on. It was just horrible. Like I felt sick while reading it, and for like the rest of the day. So that was pretty awful. So yeah, that is my experience with pornographic anime. God, I'm really blowing it here. But let's see. Somebody asked, do I watch content from Monsieur Z? You'd have to be more specific. Let me look it up. Let me look him up. Monsieur Z. That sounds familiar. I probably have. Blends education with entertainment. You know what? Maybe I have. This guy's thumbnails are generic as fuck, and I know they work. But just kind of scrolling through the videos he's made in the last several months, I don't think I've seen any of these in particular. Yeah, but like he's got like very generic thumbnail game, and of course it's working for him because I can see he's got about 150,000 subscribers close to, so let's see. Funny moments is where's Hungry Caesar been? He's been here. Who's the most interesting presidential candidate who ever became president? Ooh. Henry Clay is like kind of the obvious answer. Would have been real interesting if Douglas MacArthur ran. Let's see here. Interesting presidential candidates. Well, there's a lot of them. You know, like what if George Wallace had gotten into office? I think the civil rights movement might have worked out a little differently. And we're talking about people who at least were somewhat viable. We're not talking about the fucking, you know, freaking Foster, shit. You know, people like Foster running as a communist for president, you know, was never viable. Obviously, that would have been very interesting if the United States voted in a communist, but then it would be a different United States. So I'm figuring we're talking about viable candidates. Fucking shit. Okay, let's just go to the next question. Is America a empire? Well, pre-Joe China Biden. Joe China Biden. Anyway, depends on how you define empire. I don't want to get into modern politics, whether we still are one or not, because I am an American. What I will say is, it cannot be denied that America has been, at points in its history, an empire. It could really easily be argued from the beginning it's been an empire, or at least was on the road to becoming one as quickly as it could. And that's coming from no less a person than, you might have heard of him, Thomas Jefferson, who said he wanted to establish an empire of liberty. Ooh. I don't know if I got this, guys. Right there. Wild heart glitters, let it shine. Fuck! Fucking this up so bad. I don't deserve to get the gold. Okay, so anyway, the Empire question was the last one. What's next? Somebody says, not just hentai, but have you seen Yuri or Yaoi? I forget which one is which. One of them is gay, one of them is lesbian, right? Let me think here. Yuri or Yaoi? Well, I guess nothing comes to mind. So I guess no. I once dated somebody who was really into yaoi, as many young girls who get into anime are. But never sat down and watched it myself. Yeah, because yaoi's the men, right, and Yuri is the women, right? Yeah. So I don't know. Does Legend of the Galactic Heroes count as Yuri? Damn it! I gotta get to that 25,000. Yeah. So. Yuri's the lesbian one. Yeah, my bad. Yaoi, yeah. So does Legend of Galactic Heroes count as yaoi? Because I've seen that twice. Okay, next question. Do I sometimes wish a particular event in the blank had gone differently? I'm guessing you meant to say pass. Well, of course I have. I do have political beliefs. I just don't talk about them. Hello there, Tenebrafication! Good to see you. So... let's go to the next question. But I'm not going to talk about what those events are. Have I seen the Trader's Requiem intro for TNO? No, I haven't even heard of it. Have I ever fertiled a Durg son? Oh, you know it. You know it, baby. I have Durgled a Ferd and Ferded many a Durgle in my time. I remember once I was playing Among Us and I said, you ready to fertile the Durg, son? And then the person just left the room so quickly. They weren't ready for it. They didn't want none. They didn't want Durgle, no Ferds. Dang it, I keep screwing up and you go to the right. Okay, next question. More questions. Let's go. Why do you think during elections in America almost half the population doesn't vote? Well, this is a lot. There's a lot to that, and there's layers to it. Oh, thank you very much for the congratulations, Denver. Yep, anniversary. Especially this last year, it's been a good one. It's been a good year, a good new beginning. I'm through with the old school, so let's commence the winning. I've been a good... I probably shouldn't be singing over a music game. There it is. Oh, shit. Hold on a second. So somebody was saying, there's several layers to it. I think when you look at the history of voting in the country, obviously as soon as needing to register became a thing, the population's participation declined and has never reached those levels since. But then there's also things where I think I would say the number one reason people don't vote is they think it doesn't do anything. Now those reasons can be quite myriad as well. They think their vote, but fundamentally, it's a lot of people think their vote doesn't matter, and there's an apathy to it. Now those levels of apathy do vary from place to place and are driven by different regions in different portions of the country. Now, I feel like this is a question may debate me into a discussion of current what may or may not be voter suppression, or some people are saying it's actually voter expansion laws. But we're not going to get into that. Shit, fuck that up. I thought that was where I had to multiply the thing. Okay, I got to be like at least 7,000 here, I think, by the time we hit the arrows again. Okay, we're doing good. Hold on a second. But, so a lot of it is apathy, and that apathy could be driven by different reasons. I think another issue is, it can be difficult. Yeah, let's just say there are different things that sometimes can prevent somebody from voting. And I'm not going to talk about, like, extent of what things are or are not suppression laws, but just as an example, maybe like, you know, you're just working on actual election day and there's not really voting available, or you can't get at the time you need to the place you need to vote. That, you know, that's just all I'm gonna say about that. And then I see somebody else asked it too. They were talking about mandatory voting. So there are a lot of not a lot, but there are countries that do mandatory voting, such as Brazil, such as Peru, and that's why political scientists love those countries, because when you know you've basically got 100%, you've got essentially, like, there's exceptions. So for example, I think in Brazil you don't have to, voting's not mandatory if you're over like 65, because you know it might be a hardship. Gold rank. Let's see here. Sorry, I got distracted by something. So yeah, political scientists love it because we have virtually 100% thing. Do I think it should be mandatory or not? Again, I feel like that would shade me with a political brush. You guys would shade me with that political brush, because it's like a lot of things that have become overly politicized. So like, let's say I am in favor of. Let's say, for example, if I said, yeah, I'm in favor of mandatory voting, then people would go, oh, he's a fucking Democrat, because Democrats want more people to vote. But then again, people might also say, oh, he's in favor of mandatory voting because he's like a totalitarian. He wants to control people. And the same thing if I went the other way, you'd say other stuff as well. Do I know Gukpa? He's a friend who works in Tino, Brazil, makes videos from old nationalistic music from South America and World War II. Typically in the 20th century, he watches videos. Gukpa. Has he commented in my streams before? That sounds like a familiar name. Oh, he's got 6,000 subscribers. Good for him. No, I've not seen this, but good for him. Alright, so next question. Oh, shit! Okay, well, I knocked things over. Oh, God. Do you find the idea of being anti-binary saying, let's go Brandon, funny? Like, if someone told you that a few years ago, would you find that funny? Let's go Brandon. What? Or Braden? Caden Hall, I don't understand. Shotfall Drive says, did you know Bezos was the son of a Cuban America, and why does that make me better than him? So, for those of you who don't know, yeah, Bezos is ethnically Danish, but his biological father wasn't around, and so from when he was a baby, he was raised by Mike Bezos, whose real name was Miguel, but he'd go by Mike, and so that's how Jeff Jorgensen became Jeff Bezos. So Shotfall Drive is wondering why Jeff Bezos is better than him because he's a Cuban American. Cause I figure for me it's like, okay, if you adopt somebody when they're a baby and you raise them, they're effectively culturally whatever you are, whatever their DNA is, right? So we're just gonna go ahead and say Jeff Bezos is culturally Cuban American, right? For the purposes of answering this question. Which the question Shotfall Drive is asking is, why does that make him better than Jeff Bezos? I'm going to guess that this is coming from a racist point of view. He's got a problem with Cuban Americans. Maybe he's the kind of guy who's like, oh man, Cuban Americans, they dye their hair blonde, they're race traders. And you know, that's his business. But I don't know. I'd have to know Shotfall Drive personally to understand why he's better or not better than Jeff Bezos, because Jeff Bezos is a Cuban American. Let's see. Sue Fiscate says there's several people in this chat attempting to put you in a political box. That's the state we're in now. Oh yeah, and I kind of knew this was coming. Yeah, like I think somebody said like, hey, I think you're a Republican. And you see, whenever I see people guess what I am, I just always ignore it. Because like I actually have a friend in real life who does this. See, there isn't such a thing as black hair. Oh man, yeah, Shotfall Drive I think was here for that story. For those of you who don't know, I once was getting my forklift driving license, and then the guy in front of me, there was like somebody coming in who I think he had already done the class, but he hadn't gotten his license, so he came in to get it, and the guy was printing it up, and the guy who was getting it had black hair, and then the dude printed his card and it said he had brown hair, and he said my hair's not brown, it's black, and then the guy issuing it said there's no such thing as black hair, and it turned into this thing and it's like, yeah, it's just a shade of brown, which is ridiculous because 90% of the world or something has black hair. It's just really oh man. But let's see here. So glad to hear that the moving shelves did not kill you, though. Tenebrification. Take that in the library. The only thing I care about when it comes to Bezos, he looks like Luthor and last like supervillain. Yeah. Oh yeah, but I was gonna say, yeah, I have a friend in real life who often tries to box me into puts a political label on me, and one of one of his favorite tricks, which he tries to do a lot, I don't know why, because it never works, is he will say, like, let's say a politician is in the news, right? And he'll say, oh, hey, Conquering History Games, your boy or your girl, and then whatever the person's name is doing this. And, you know, I know he does it. Oh, I fucking missed the diamond. I know he does it because he hopes that I'll then go, that person's not my boy, or like that ain't my girl, or like I don't know. Like let me think of a random example. Who's somebody who's not in the news? I'll use a historical figure. Yeah, it's like, hey, yo, your boy Thomas Jefferson's in the in the news again, and he's writing this Declaration of Independence you like so much, and you know he'll and like maybe he's trying to he's doing it because he thinks I'm an Adams guy, and I'm gonna get mad or whatever. Am I making sense at all? You know, or it's like he's trying to reverse psychology me. It's like, yo, your girl Margaret Thatcher, you like how she's fucking up them mine workers? You like that shit, huh? Or, you know, trying to get me to go the other way, or whatever. You know, that's bait. I don't think we're gonna get there. Yeah, I need to get a 50, I think. Okay, Sophisticated said, people who actually value history, we know that political boxes are where idiots hide. Huh? Do you think the Kerensky Republic would have survived the Third Reich if it had lasted until then? Oh, sorry, yeah. Trust Fergus guy, why did you play the Slave Revolt in TNO when they don't have a focus tree? Because I thought it'd be fun. It was only one stream, you know. Well, technically it was two, I think. But it's so hard, that beginning part. Okay, next question. The moving shelves are automatic, unlike the normal ones with a crank. Supposedly you can make them stop with a kick to the low shelf, which I did. This shelf did not stop. Neither did the shelf moving behind me. Shelves are incredibly heavy. They're full of genealogy records and old books that we're about to sell. Oh goodness. Well, glad you turned out alright. Your boy Mao Zedong is taking a great leap forward. Yeah, exactly. And stuff like that. Your boy Jaden Smith was in the news. He said to mind your P's and Q's. Oh, here's a funny your boy joke. Back when I was in the army, I used to tell these jokes, and a lot of them were like anti-jokes where, fucking shit. There were a lot of anti-jokes with like false endings and stuff, and they'd be obnoxiously long, but people actually really liked for me to tell them because they would kill time. So, and you know, people would hate it, but they would love for new guys to hear the jokes too. So they say, hey, conquering. So one day, you know, it's like we're killing some time out in the desert. And these guys go, hey, conquering history games. These guys haven't heard your joke about this or that, and it's like, tell it to them. And then so I tell the joke, and then everybody's stunned at like the lack of conclusion. And then one of them looks to the others and says, and points at me and says, and this is your boy? And he goes, what? Bitch, that's your boy! And they were mad about it. That's your fucking boy. Oh, I'm seeing the Hirohito thing in the chat. So that reminds me. So I actually went to a bookstore earlier today because I was picking up a Christmas present for a friend of mine, while I was there, I was just looking around, and I saw this one book in the Japanese section. I think it was called like Hirohito and the Making of Japan, Modern Japan, or something like that. And I was just reading the back cover of it, and it's supposed to be like, it's basically a history of Japan, but through the lens of studying Hirohito. God, it's difficult, still difficult. Yeah, it's just supposed to be really good. Has anybody read it? I didn't pick it up. I'm not going to pick it up anytime soon. See, the adrenaline kicked in. I bolted. I ran so quickly I couldn't keep myself from smashing into the door, nearly busting the doorknob. Ouch. Your boy CHG was in the news for being too politically driven. Do I watch Oversimplified? Are they the ones who do the 10-minute history? No, that's History Matters. And there's so many of the education and history channels on the internet. It's like fucking. It's not like my Voyages in Time has gotten off the fucking ground, but I'm gonna be working on that in the next year, especially once January hits. God, what was I saying? This fucking shit. Hold on. Yeah, everyone's trying to scare me. Ewan Poutine, I've never even heard of you. Are you new here? But yeah, a lot of the history channels on YouTube, they're just all blurring. It's just like, if you have a fucking British accent or you can draw a cartoon, you're going to have a successful history channel on YouTube, whether you're actually good or not. Now, I'm not saying that every history channel you guys have ever watched that has like animations or somebody speaking in a British accent is bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's a lot of shit ones out there that got like, 6-digit subscriber counts that hide behind that, But I know History Matters. I like them. As I've seen people say, I've mentioned this before, but it was a comment I once read on one of their videos. History Matters are the pros at asking questions nobody thought, like your average person would never think to ask, and then answering it in that video. So, like, for example, one they did, I think, fairly recently, I think it was this year, was the one where it said, why did Sweden help North Vietnam during the Vietnam War? And yeah, I bet most people never even knew that Sweden helped North Vietnam during the Vietnam War. That's not even fucking close. Jeez. There you go. Let's see here. Do you like the U.S. anthem, or do you think there's another song that would fit better as the anthem? Actually, I was having this conversation with somebody else recently. I didn't think too hard about it, but I would probably say America the Beautiful, and I think that's just because I enjoy the Hudson River school of American art, like that landscape, where it's just like, okay, how do we form our own uniquely American art? It's like, well, we'll draw American landscapes, because American landscapes only exist in America. And so off of that, I'd say America is Beautiful because it's about, the land. And it'd be easier to sing for people, because the Star Spangled Banner is actually quite difficult. It's in a strange key. There actually have sometimes been petitions to, like, move the Star Spangled Banner into the key of G. Fuck this part up. Close. Just gotta tighten it up a little bit. So yeah, I'd say America the Beautiful. Let's start, because like Star Spangled Banner is specifically about an event in one war, where it's like America the Beautiful can be timeless. Then again, La Marseillaise in France, that's tied to the revolution. That's not like a broad thing. So I don't know. And most people seem to like that as the national anthem. Fuck me. Fuck! I'm doing very bad here. Okay, here we go. Come on. I missed that. I keep missing that other diamond. I gotta get that diamond, I think. I just think there's a way for me to pull this off without it. Nope, not on the pace. Not even a little bit. Boy, wait. Hold on a sec. I could have legit been crushed to death by shelves each that weighed literal tons. Damn. I'm advocating the county hire some bloody mechanics to keep these goddamn shelves from moving and not stopping even when it's supposed to stop. They're moving shelves with cranks that don't suffer from this problem. Yeah. Sometimes trying to automate things creates more problems, actually. Ooh. Shit, hold on. Alright, so next question. I'm probably going to end the stream here in a minute, by the way. Yeah, in a few minutes, but, Oversimplified's American. They make about 4 videos a year. You're new to the live streams, you watch the vids. Advocating book burnings, listen to Hail Columbia. Mr. America, legit. Are there questions anywhere here? Crank shelves are a pain, but it saves space. Yeah. Well, freaking yeah. Like I remember I had a friend who he used to tell me when I got my first car that actually had power windows. I was like, well, check this stuff out, and he goes, no, man, power windows suck. He's like, what are you talking about? You just like flick this thing, and the window goes up and down. He goes, yeah, as long as they're working. And then I had this issue with my car one day where I was driving in an area and I had the windows down. And it was a bad neighborhood, and my car died. And so I had to because my windows were down, I had to fucking take everything I had out of the car and just basically strip it of anything of possible value because I was going to have to leave it there overnight. So, like, I had one of those pop-out stereos, you can, like, eject it. So... that was, like, a whole thing. Let's see. Why did Dune steal its plot from Star Wars? I'm not even a Twitter person, but I did see a thing. Long story, I was on Twitter this morning. I was looking for something else, but there was somebody who said something like that, where they're like, why is everybody pretending to like Dune when it's literally Star Wars? When it's literally ripping off Star Wars. And then underneath they said, okay, I'm getting a lot of messages. People are telling me that Star Wars ripped off Dune. Well, yeah, it did, because they both suck. And then, like, 10 hours later, they're like, I want to give my gracious thank yous to everybody who didn't take the bait, # Dune Defense Force or something. And yeah, sure enough, there were a couple of people who, were putting sandworms like, I must not take the bait. Bait is the little death. I'm fucking this up and I restart. Oh, thank you extremely very much, Ewan, for the live chat. Do I like cigars? Yes, I do. I do like cigars. But smoking is bad for you, so I only have them like a couple of times a year on special occasions. So for example, I'll have like a cigar on New Year's. I split a cigar on a friend's. Well, it wasn't his birthday, but it was a different occasion, like earlier this year. Like, we didn't split a cigar, but we were both smoking cigars, is what I mean. Earlier this year for an occasion. Yeah, just very rarely, but yeah, I like them. Hold on a sec. I'd say the Giulietta is what I go for most for the pound for pound flavor to price profile. Not much of a cigarillo guy. And I haven't seen them in a while. Let's see, what's my address? Heck no. Have I seen the game House of Ashes? I really want you to try playing it. What do you say? I've not even heard of that. Some Frenchie asks, what tragedy in history do you think have been completely avoided, and which do you think was inevitable? An inevitable tragedy? Oh, I think I can answer both parts of that question in one thing. So, like, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand was completely avoidable. In fact, Giuseppe Princip, the guy who killed him, him and his organization missed their shot at Franz Ferdinand earlier in the day, and then by a freak accident, they still ended up right next to each other later in the day. So, like, obviously that could have been avoided, but I think World War I itself seems to have been fairly inevitable, because this is gonna... No, we're not doing good here. Seems to have been fairly inevitable. It was just going to be one thing or another, between the alliance system, the realpolitik, the like, every year there was a Balkan War, which just seemed like trying to, throwing matches into a pool of gasoline over and over again. Eventually the wind's not going to blow that fire out before it hits the ground. It just seems like, yeah, I think some version of World War I happens eventually. Even if it wasn't in 1914, it would have been in 1950. It's almost, it's only a little bit of an exaggeration to say World War I was going to break out as soon as the Franco-Prussian War was over. It was eventually going to happen. Let's see, boxers or briefs? Boxers, yeah, definitely boxers. All the way with the boxers. Pipes are better than cigars. I used to have a pipe. I'd smoke from it sometimes. Do I think the League of Nations actually accomplished anything? You know what? I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I have a little bit of a blind spot in the 1920s, so I couldn't say too much on that. But sure doesn't seem like they did much. Horror choices game, different endings takes place in the years. Historically, why are dogs obsolete? Is that some sort of meme? What the fuck is that? Dogs are obsolete now. I don't get me wrong. I prefer cats, but I don't hate dogs. I should hate dogs. I'm a fucking postman. They sure give me enough reason. That's so funny. Days, this just reminds me of that Simpsons joke. It's like, here's my question for Sideshow Bob. For Mayor Quimby. You know, a criminal has taken charge of your, has taken control of your daughter. He's strangling the life out of her. And he's like going on and on like that. And the mayor's going, I'm sorry, what is this question about? Sir, my question's about the economy. Yeah, like, what? All right, gotta watch out for the ramp. Watch for the ramp. Watch for the ramp. Got the ramp. Yes. Okay. I think this is it, guys. I think this is the one. When I get the gold on this one, that's when we're ending the stream. By the way, I think this is it. No, wow, not even a little bit. Fucking bit. Can I do a Ben Shapiro impression? Theoretically speaking. Oh, I don't think I've heard your Ben Shapiro. I don't know. No. Couldn't say. Simpsons or Family Guy? Oh, Simpsons all the fucking way. Not even close. Yeah. Family Guy. Look, Family Guy had some good stuff before they got canceled the first time. But once the ego hit Seth, what's his name, who runs it, after he got to come back, the show went to shit. Okay. Which country has the best use of red in its flag? Well, I guess any communist country. It just makes sense, right? One sec. You know what? I like the aesthetic of the German flag. I think the red works there as like a pseudo bright highlight that's not too bright. Yeah, in before, you know, somebody goes, the Nazi flag had red in it that confirms that they were socialists. Checkmate, atheists. Ooh, got it. No. God, it's so fucking hard. You really gotta get in that rhythm early. We're getting worse. What's the best Seth MacFarlane show? Season 6 and onwards, American Dad. Because season 6 is when they got the like Futurama had ended, and the writers for Futurama went to go work for American Dad, and there is a noticeable increase in quality. I know he's got a ton of shows. Like, I guess he did some Star Trek fucking show or whatever. I just remember everybody was touching their little pee-pees over it, you know. Just like, oh my god, new Star Trek, and it's run by Seth MacFarlane, who's an atheist. Science will prevail. You know, just big soy face shit. But you know, the version with the big nose, and he's like snorting. Yeah, fuck that shit. Seth MacFarlane's such a fucking jackass. He's one of those fucking people who's like, oh, you know, if only Christianity, if only the Catholic Church wasn't so influential in Europe after the Roman Empire, we could have been living on our Jupiter colonies by now. It's as if the fucking Catholic world wasn't spearheading scientific development for all those years, and intellectual thought and literature and art. You know, but yeah, fucking half of one continent on Earth was under this this exaggerated rule of religion, I guess, because they're like these weird militant atheists tipping their fedoras everywhere, and so that's why we don't have shit in Jupiter, or you know, or whatever. You know, we're not in the Andromeda galaxy yet. It's just such, God, it gets on my fucking nerves. You know, and you know what's a goddamn shame? Carl Sagan thought that too. Like, one of his books that I have, or was it the one I have, or no, was it a different one? No, I think it's in Pale Blue Dot. But he talks about, he like has this bar graph for some fucking reason. Like, how do you do a bar graph of human progress? But it's just like, yeah, you know, this, you see, look what happened. It got so bad when the Catholics were running Europe. Like, what? You know, there's a fucking astronomy tower in the Vatican, bitch. Anyway. Woo! That is gold! So he said, I was under the impression Britain feared German dominance should they prevailed over France and Russia. Are you more hammer and sickle or sickle and hammer? Have you seen the game House of Ashes? I got you, accent man. Is Margaret Thatcher a milk snatcher? Well, it rhymes, and so therefore it is true. That's why Shakespeare was such a great writer. Isn't he now Donkey Kong? Who's Donkey Kong? I don't know. Somebody's a shit lib. I'm not sure who we're talking about. Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane absolutely frequents the atheist subreddit. I don't know if this is a good question, but when the Soviet Union collapsed, why wasn't communism considered a failed ideology like fascism was after World War II? Well, maybe this is just because I was born and raised in America, but I've always raised to believe that communism is a completely failed ideology. And of course, we're not answering the question like what I personally feel or do not feel, because I don't do that. That's also why I'm not going to answer the question about if I pray. Yeah, I've always, my whole life, communism's been seen as a do the zero score on Night Drift. You know what? Let's try it. Let's try to get that achievement real quick. But we're just gonna give it like 3 tries, and then I'm cutting it off. But like even so, like I have a penguin version of the Communist Manifesto that By the way, I've been playing this on Joy-Cons, remember guys, so a little tricky. Oh shit. Ugh. But zero score running here. But yeah, so like the Communist Manifesto, the intro is just talking about like, okay, yeah, communism has failed, but it's important to still know this. Like that's the fucking intro to the goddamn book. Oh shit. You wanna get some ASMR? Yeah? You trying to whip it out? You trying to spank that monkey into my voice? Is that what you're trying to do, Caden Hall? Let me tell you something. If you're trying to be the horniest person in my chat, Kipsu is gonna have something to say about that. And if you come at the king, you best not miss. Oh, damn it, I got the points. The reason it's not considered a failure anymore is because teachers' unions have made a point of indoctrinating young people, especially academia. Boy, that's a thoroughly original thing to have heard. Yeah, they're indoctrinating the kids. You know, whenever I hear about like teachers' unions indoctrinating children, it just makes me think of this picture I once saw. It was like somebody it was a photo of Ho Chi Minh, and then next to it was a quote from him. It's not a real quote, obviously, but the so-called quote from Ho Chi Minh was, "And then we will have the women in their universities dye their hair purple. This will be the final victory of communism, as Marx foretold." Ah! Nobody advocates for fascism either. Well, yeah, it's like, yeah, I guess you have people who still believe in communist ideology in the same way there are still people who believe in fascist ideology. And you know what? Maybe that is a serious discussion we need to have as a society. Is like, you know, maybe what parts of fascism does society need or want or should be done, maybe? And in response to what challenges? Like, why does fascism develop? Things like that. Okay. Shit. Okay. We're good. We're doing good, guys. We're doing real good. No points. Oh no. Oh shit. Yeah, and as if unions have any power in this country. Like, it's becoming a national story that, like, 15,000 John Deere workers are on strike right now. This ain't exactly the fucking strike waves of the late 40s with the you know, where there's, like, millions of people striking. It's just like, you know, oh, look, there's a few thousand people in Iowa on strike. The communists have infiltrated us. Like, what the fuck? Not that anybody's paying attention to that story anyway. Shit, I didn't know about the John Deere thing, I think, until this morning. Admittedly, it's because I've been busy, so I haven't been able to keep up with the news, but I've sure as shit heard more about Alec Baldwin killing a guy than any strike going on. No! No! Damn it. Many more people openly advocate for communism nowadays than about fascism. Well, I'm not counting. But like, what I will say is, there are some historians who I own more than one book of theirs, but you know, I'll read people whether I agree with them or not, so I'll have different points of view on things. Like, I've got 3 general histories of World War II. 3 different historians are giving their thoughts on it. But there's this one guy, Max Hastings. He has this weird thing where he keeps talking about, like, the domination of communism in historical thinking, and it's like, you know, the intros to his books, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking say it, Stalin was a bad hombre, and it's just, who the fuck are these people? What are you talking about, bro? And I'm just and then again, he lives in the United Kingdom, so maybe it's in the United Kingdom, but I've sure never seen anything like that in America. But it's like, did you just have one grad student who was being a tanky in class, and you decided that like, oh my god, the communists are here, they're among us, and it's like, oh man, my fucking there's a girl sitting in the 3rd row of my History 101 class, and she wears tank tops that expose skin, and she has purple armpit hair. I get to go, 1 point! Fuck you! That's it. Done. I'm done. Oh, shit. Okay, so yeah, this stream's already gone longer than I thought, but... Okay, so I gotta go, because I gotta go run an errand and before doing some other things. But yeah, fun stream, just kind of relaxing. We'll get back to regular stuff, probably tomorrow. But thank you very much for joining me. Anyway,
Would you like to skip this bit?
freaking... Oh, sorry, I was blanking out for a second. See, how can you even hope to speak on something if you don't read its literature? I hate Nazism, but I read Mein Kampf. Yeah, exactly. Like I have some friends. I had this book that I picked up this year that like I just was curious about it, and I saw it in a thrift store, and it's so fucking shitty. I'm not gonna say what it was, but it's like a so-called history book by a guy who's not a historian, and it's so fucking embarrassing and cringy to read the shit he says. And I've told my friends, I said, if I were to die suddenly, you need to break into my apartment, find this book, and burn it, because I don't want it to be found that he was reading it. And I have a copy of Mein Kampf, and I joked, I told him, don't touch Mein Kampf. Mein Kampf's fine. Like, people will understand. But you gotta burn this other book. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and a special thank you to those of you who donated via Super Chat. That is what funds the live streams. I'm gonna try to get a pre-recorded series up. I'm not sure what it's gonna be. I posted earlier how I lost the save files for the Brazil campaign, and I wanted to do an Equestria at War one, but it's not working for me. I mean, I got the version off the fucking workshop, but it just keeps crashing on me. I don't know. You can always ask questions in regular streams. Just might not get around to them, but I'm going to try to think of something pre-recorded to do. It's going to be something Hearts of Iron 4, but I just don't know what yet. Anyway, y'all have yourselves a wonderful night. Bye-bye.